Gemini, welcome to your end of July 2021 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. So we're going to have a full moon at 1 degree of Aquarius, and this is occurring on the 23rd or 24th, depending on your location. And this is going to be in your 9th house, and you're going to have another one next month. A lot of concentrated energy in this 9th house. Jupiter is moving back into this area, and this is coming at the end of July, so that in the same time frame. So wow, you know, writing, publishing, traveling, all very indicated. Ooh, isn't that a neat, that's a neat Lover's card. I don't think I've gotten that very often, which is kind of interesting. Ooh, you got some good ones here. Let's see if I wanted to pick this one. Okay, and Swords. I'm going to pick an additional card. Wow. You got the Magician in the upright position. Magician in the upright position. Okay, I'm going to take these cards out of the way so I can get some space. So, I don't know, this looks a little bit clearer because I've been having some condensation in my camera lens. So, it's starting to clear out a little bit. The heart of the matter is the Lover's card, which can be a card connected to your sign. It's funny that she's got a tattoo. She's got a tat. It looks like, the funny thing is it looks like Sag. It looks like an archer. So I'm going to have to check that out. That would be interesting if there was a line of thought that this is actually connected to Sag. I doubt it, though. But the Lover's card can be a choice that you have to make. Now, of course, it could be the literal idea of intimacy, you know, committing to someone and that kind of thing. In the past position is the Page of Wands, and that can certainly be a very fiery and, you know, what we would call enthusiastic, fresh energy. So yeah, those two cards together can indicate some kind of affair, steamy love situation, infatuation, that sort of thing. And perhaps with a fire sign, which is very compatible with Gemini, at least on paper, obviously. It depends on the individual, but the three fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. But in other matters, this can also be like partnership. I would say with even with the Lover's card, I wouldn't even rule out anything creative, and the Page of Wands has that energy as well. The higher message is the High Priestess. So to me, this is a card of really tuning into what your intuition is telling you need to do at this time. Because if you have a choice to make and you're trying to use logic, this reminds me of Libra. I was just doing a reading, and I'm trying to figure out like what that light is all about, because there's like this light, and I don't know if it's supposed to be to, you know, when it's a darkened situation, but I don't like that it's there. I can't do anything about that now. But yeah, so how I see this is that if you have a choice to make and something new has come into your reality and you're, you know, really excited about it, that you still tune in to make sure that it's right, whether it's a relationship. If somebody is trying to pressure you to commit, you know, prematurely, don't get caught up in the moment, I would say as well, that could be something along those lines, because sometimes that does happen and the person um, gets carried away, and later on they feel this sense of like, I shouldn't have done that, that was rash, and they regret being so capricious in that sense. Yeah, I think of this also in terms of if you've like started your own business and you're excited and things like that, you may feel like you want to just overdo it, but sometimes it's best to just let things take their course. And, that idea of expansion can be tempting, but sometimes it's premature. And the card that crosses you is the Tower. I'm sorry for that light. I think that is a setting that I need to turn off my phone, but I can't do that in the moment. The Tower card is a card of that release, and I see that in a good sense, but in the challenge sense, it can be this fear that something is going to just um, collapse. So, in the cards on top here, I would say that if you are doing something and you're not grounded. I think that's the best way of putting it. That yes, of course, the Tower is all about pressure building up and forcing something to change. Okay, and this is another possibility too, is that with the Lover's card, if this is some kind of an affair, so if you're going outside of the relationship, that it's not an escape. The High Priestess is about knowing that something is right or not right for you. So I could see a scenario where a Gemini person, rather than end a serious relationship, they go outside of the relationship because maybe there's a part of them that doesn't want to upset their primary relationship, or they're not sure if this new relationship is going to really last, and they want to kind of have their cake and eat it too. And the Tower card is there to remind you that if you're not happy in a relationship, it doesn't help to kind of go outside of it, because that only delays the inevitable, and that can actually create its own set of negative consequences that can make things that much worse. So it's much better to always deal with the matter at hand before you form new relationships. The High Priestess to me is about really being connected to your higher self so that you don't fear change. It's funny that I'm saying that to a Gemini person, because usually Geminis don't have those fears, but there are going to be Geminis who have planets, personal planets in either Taurus or Cancer, who are less likely in their relationships with a significant other to seek out separation, divorce, or moving out, because they have more of a, you can call it loyalty, but I think of it more as a desire to keep that continuity going. And the problem with that is that it doesn't address the problems in the relationship, and they come out eventually, and then that's rather chaotic. what is coming in is the Seven of Wands. This is a card of standing your ground. It's very interesting that in this deck, they show a woman in the meditation position. And I think that the reason that they do, and you see that there is something emanating from her power center. This is a card in the typical depiction of this card is there's like a defensive stance. So this is, in this particular deck, they're showing it more in a positive way of like somebody standing in their power. And I kind of like this better because I think that it doesn't portray the person as a victim, like they are receiving some kind of blowback or anything like that. It's really about maintaining your right to, have your own opinions, to be who you are. This I'm just going to continue with this because I'm going to explain more when I do the outcome card. So the outcome is the Eight of Swords. Now, because of the nature of this card, I did pick an additional card. This is a weird card. Why do they show this woman? Okay, I don't know why they have that double image. And the Eight of, and I notice in some of these cards that are of a more challenging variety that they have like these birds, like these black birds. And this is a card of feeling like you are stuck, and it's because the swords relate to your thoughts. So all of the air signs are connected to swords in the tarot. And the symbolism is of, it could be the tapes that are playing in your head, the things that you say out loud about yourself that keep you feeling that something is either not possible for you, that you are not deserving of something. Whatever it is, this is one of those things where it's an inside job. You have to be the one to change that within yourself, Gemini. And how this informs the rest of this reading is that you may have something really great that is new in your life that is represented by the Page of Wands. And you have a choice to make on whether you're going to embrace this new thing, whether it's a new relationship, a new job, a new business. Something, the High Priestess means that you may have to, I was going to say transcend, but I don't know if that's the right word. You may have to ignore your lower nature, which may point out to you why something can't happen, why this relationship is doomed, why you'll never make it in this business, why this new job is not going to last for you. If you have a tendency to talk yourself out of things, to second guess yourself, yes, then the Eight of Swords is really speaking to that. Like, why are you doing this to yourself? Part of it with the Seven of Wands is stepping into your power, or really acknowledging that you have this, the third chakra is the power center. And anyone in your reality that is trying to make you doubt yourself, you had better question that relationship, Gemini, because that person may not be someone who is, really on your side. And I'm not saying this to, again, make you paranoid or anything like that. But you have to be, if you really want to succeed at a particular thing that this reading represents for you, you have to have people that are supportive. And if not, you can do this on your own, but you definitely don't want naysayers who are bringing bad vibes into the situation. So I did pick a clarification card, and I got the Magician. So this is perfect. The Magician is about being a conscious co-creator in life. This is, it's interesting. They have the sideways 8, which is in the symbol of infinity. So you can see in this particular deck that there's that, it's kind of like a vortex. And, you know, Abraham Hicks talks about the vortex is this, from what I understand, is it's like the womb of creation. It's like where all of that, like when you have these ideas, and I think of the Page of Wands, that can be an idea, something that you have thought in your mind that you want to birth. And the Magician is about uh, being that conscious co-creator and taking, you know, going in the direction of your dreams. And that's really all that it takes. A lot of people, they are waiting for something to just come to them, but they're not willing to go after it. You know, even with the Lover's card, there may be somebody that you're madly in love with, but you haven't told them. And you want them just to come to you, you want them to figure it out. And sometimes we have to, you know, the High Priestess again is tuning into that and seeing if maybe that other person shares those beliefs. Because yes, it is kind of embarrassing to bare your soul to somebody only to find out that they don't share those feelings. But when you're tuned in, you know when to take that step that's going to lead to, you know, whatever it is. Because the Tower card is really showing that the pressure builds up. You don't, you know, you don't have your, everything that you're trying to do, you kind of like, talk yourself out of it, and time just keeps going by. And the pressure builds. You want to accomplish a certain goal. Sometimes you have to just go for it, but you're going for it in a very conscious way, knowing that you are the Magician, that you are the conscious co-creator. So that's what I have for you, Gemini. I hope that that resonated. If you'd like a private reading, the link is below. Have a great rest of July. Take care. Bye.